Hey guys, Sauniche here with some Heroes of the Storm action for you. This is Titan Arena Finals. The semifinals of this game were cast on my channel about a week ago and over the last week, and as you guys saw, Tempo Storm and Cloud9 Maelstrom ended up winning those, so we are moving into this best of 5 between Tempo Storm and between Cloud9 Maelstrom. So we'll bring up our tab and introduce our teams. Here on the blue team, we have Soldier playing ETC, KO playing Sergeant Hammer, Arthalon playing Tassadar, Dreadnought playing Malfurion, and Glaurung playing Nazeebo. And those indeed are the players of Tempo Storm. And then on the red team, we have Cloud9 Maelstrom with Dunktrain playing Tyrande, Biceps playing Uther, iDream playing Rehgar, King Caffeine playing Stitches, and K1 Pro playing Vala. Now at this point, Tempo Storm is going to have to rely on a lot of damage coming out of Sergeant Hammer and out of Nazeebo. They actually don't have a real assassin on their team, whereas Maelstrom only has Vala, but Tyrande can fill the role of an assassin as well if you build her right, with that double Lunar Flare and Hunter's Mark focusing and amplifying the damage of the two supports, and Stitches can also do quite a bit of damage as well. So we'll see how this turns out. Both teams going for a little bit more of a sustain, both double support compositions, which are very, very common in the meta. I think a lot of this might come down to Stitches and the follow-up stun from Uther and Tyrande on those hooks. So let's get this game started. We'll see how it turns out. So bring up our UI and take a look at our first talent choices. Pretty standard across the board. We have Death Ritual to make Nazeebo more tanky throughout the game. Double Conjurer's Pursuit. We have a Healing Totem on Rehgar, totally normal. Block from Stitches, probably resistant over here from Sergeant Hammer to help with those stuns from Tyrande and Uther. And the slow from Rehgar as well. There's Ranger's Mark, so Tyrande is going to be a damage amplification as opposed to more of a support, more of a buffing support than anything else, or I guess you could say a condition support, inflicting conditions upon the opposing team. There's Malfurion here, Dreadnought picking up the Watchtower. Bottom Watchtower picked up by Dunktrain and iDream. Conjurer's Pursuit on Uther, and multi-shot on Vala. And block on ETC. Pretty standard stuff across the board on all the talents. So up on the top lane, we have a 3-1-1 coming out of Tempo Storm. King Caffeine here will be trying to hold his own. Probably will do a decent job with that hook. And looks like Maelstrom is also transitioning into a 3-1-1. So we have a 3-lane versus a 3-lane here up top. King Caffeine looking for those hooks. Grabs a minion. Oh, that is kind of sad. That would have been a dead Malfurion had he been standing just a little bit closer to the left there. Or to the right. Excuse me, yes, to the right. So here's King Caffeine, Dunktrain, and Biceps pushing back this top lane. They are more of a defensive lane right now, given, oh, this fort already is about a third of its health off, that tower does. So they are definitely more of a defensive lane, trying to prevent Sergeant Hammer and Nazeebo from just crushing their top. So we'll see what happens here. And the lack of range is actually going to be hurting Maelstrom pretty hard on this top lane, although all things considered, they're doing a pretty good job. King Caffeine is always a threat down here to throw out those hooks. Looks like they want to set one up. Dunktrain getting into position for that follow-up stun. Fires off an owl towards the bottom lane, and don't know if it's actually going to hit anyone. No, it doesn't actually hit anyone, but it does give them a decent amount of vision. Arthalon rotating up to the top lane, trying to get a little bit of extra damage here and there. And as long as they can keep the ammo on these about half full, they're not going to have a problem. There's level 4 for the double healing ward coming out of Tempo Storm. Already picking up the Giants, but it is revealed by that Farsight coming out. And now there is a 3-on-2 here. Glaurung gets hooked, stunned, double stunned, and Glaurung will be blown to bits right there. That first kill coming out because of Farsight, because of the really, really nice game sense out of Maelstrom to know that this was about the perfect timing for that first Giants, especially on this top lane, because they are trying to put a lot of pressure on this. And my guess is that they are not going to go for the tribute very hard. They're leaving Sergeant Hammer up top. They're leaving Malfurion in the middle. And the name of the game for Tempo Storm right now is Delay and Harass. They're not going to be able to take this tribute 5-on-3. They know that. But if they can keep them busy, prevent them from really taking this, poking there with Glaurung, poking there with the Psystorms, what they can do is delay this and gain that XP advantage. You'll see their experience is climbing, whereas Maelstrom's is staying fairly stagnant. Soldier can't get forward there. I think Dunk Train will finally get this. They would have liked to delay a little bit longer than that. That wasn't terribly long. It was probably only about 20 seconds of delay on the tribute. So it gained them about a third of a level lead. And here's Soldier and Glaurung going for some mercenaries, hoping that these will be able to apply some pressure during the next tribute as it comes up. And looks like KO reading the map right there, realizing that he has a lot of friends coming up along the top lane. So KO's going to rotate. Where is he? Oh, just putting down some mines for some vision. Warn him if there's a gank coming. That is what he's putting those down there for. So we have some knights coming out of Tempo Storm, moving across the map. And we'll have to see how I think they're expecting the next tribute to come up right here. I don't know. That may have been what that ping was for. They are taking firm control of this top lane. 4-on-1 at this point. And there's that first tribute coming up in the perfect spot for Tempo Storm. Or for Maelstrom, excuse me. King Caffeine misses his hook just right there on KO. Sidesteps it quite nicely. Although there wasn't much room for him to get there anyway. And at this point, Tempo Storm has elected to go for their boss and to go for a push along the bottom rather than contest this tribute. And they won't even get any kind of delay on that one, although they do still have this level lead coming up. Our level 7 talents were up here, and fairly standard across the board again. We have Clairvoyance, Static Charge, First Aid, Guitar Hero, nothing. Cleanse from Uther. The only one that may be a little bit different here is the Quickened Blessing from Tyrande to give their people that speed boost when she heals them. That's actually more useful than the heal itself because it's so weak. And will they take down this last fort right here? The last minion gets the kill and takes down that tower, giving Tempo Storm almost a full level lead here. We'll have to see if they can get their ultimates very early and if they can make use of them. And I think they are indeed going to get those very early right here. As that tower goes down, gives them level 10. We have Tranquility coming up, and I think Tranquility will be used immediately to save Malfurion on the minimap here. So that is not available for a team fight. 90 seconds gone right there. So they are already down one ultimate if in a team fight if they can force one here before Maelstrom gets theirs. So we have Mosh Pit, Napalm Strike, Archon, and Ravenous Spirit. And there is the tribute up. Arthalon is in position, and what Tempo Storm needs here is, oh, there's the ultimates from Maelstrom. So they lost that advantage that they had. K1 Pro taking a couple of pot shots at Soldier here, just to soften him up a little bit. Well, we have Starfall, Divine Storm, Ancestral Healing, Putrid Bile, and Rain of Vengeance. There's iDream gets stuck, and the Ancestral doesn't go off in time to save him. So now Maelstrom is coming into this fight, a man down. There's a hook on Arthalon, but Tassidar's not the one you want to get that hook off on. Soldier trying to get in position to get a good mosh pit off. If they can get a good mosh pit and Ravenous Spirit combo, that is absolutely devastating. Although Ravenous Spirit has already been used, it was canceled immediately. I think the Rain of Vengeance from K1 Pro took it out of the fight. So here's Dreadnought and KO pushing up the middle. Both teams rotating around, trying to get a feel. At this point, Maelstrom deciding to take their mercenaries. I think they want the next tribute. They are one tribute away from getting a curse. So I think if they can put some pressure on with these mercenaries, force Tempo Storm to respond, then they can take a tribute very, very easily. There's an Unstoppable. He got cleansed. Used his cleanse to try and get out of there, but he was body blocked, not stunned. So I don't know how much that was actually worth it. Big push coming in from the middle. K1 Pro almost gets ridded, almost gets stuck behind the zombie wall. Good coordination from Tempo Storm, but a vault is just too good. So next tribute should be coming up here any second now. It's been a couple of minutes since the last one. There it is, all along the top. Looks like iDream is already in position. Soldier split pushing here. But without stage dive, he really should not be split pushing. There's a talent tier, level 13 for Tempo Storm, so they do have that advantage going into this fight. Soldier goes forward, stuns iDream with that power slide, but no follow-up means no dead Rhaegar. And there's Dreadnought getting pushed out. The Divine Storm coming up. I think Dreadnought is going to die here. He does Ice Block to save himself, but he's still surrounded by 4 enemies. There's Malfurion going down immediately. Biceps trying to come forward and get the stun off on the Ravaging Spirit. Realizes that that is not going to happen. There's a mosh pit going on over here, but it was not enough. No one died from it. Biceps will go down. KO gets pulled out. King Caffeine may have pulled his own Executioner forward. And there goes King Caffeine as well. So that hook actually ended up costing King Caffeine his life right there. But on the bright side, Maelstrom able to secure that tribute, able to secure the curse. Arthelon over here just trying to get away. Made a wrong turn, took the wrong exit on that freeway. And he has exited at town. Fort will kill you. And I think KO1 Pro realizes that not even going to bother securing the kill, just going to be near it for the takedown as well. So here's Dreadnought trying to pick up some mercenaries for his team, these knights. He wants to get them moving across the map. And then here comes here comes Maelstrom going for their boss rather than a push during this curse. So, and actually all this curse is doing is evening the game up. My voice cracks just a little bit there. So you can see the amount of siege damage that Tempo Storm was able to do. Every front wall is gone. So every fort was already vulnerable. This fort already halfway dead. And so that's evening it up now. This fort is halfway dead now. Maelstrom needs to respond to this. And oh, looks like going for that boss ended up being a mistake. Maelstrom coming down, realizing what was going on. And with that bottom fort going down, they still are not quite even in that experience. King Caffeine wants a hook right there. Arthelon uses his phase shift and gets out of there. The dimensional shift and gets out of there before that hook can land. We have a boss attacking the top fort, so this will go down as well. And now iDream getting caught a little out of position. Not too badly though. And once again, that Farsight revealing Tempo Storm's intentions to go for this boss. So we're going to have a big fight here over it. Both teams really want this. Stitches is coming down. And one team just needs to set a trap for the other. We'll see what ends up happening in this big fight. Looks like we still have that boss coming along the top lane. Now we have giants moving along the bottom. King Caffeine moving forward with that hook. Misses it. They were expecting them to be on the boss more than they actually were. So both teams kind of just dancing around here, tangoing back and forth to see what they can do. And I'm not sure why Maelstrom is deciding to aggro the boss right there. Not the smartest decision in the world. There's the clairvoyance coming out of Nazebo to reveal what is going on. And Soldier and Galarong are deciding to fight for this. This might be a really big mistake actually, especially with the Farsight coming out. Maelstrom knows what's coming, so they decide to walk down here. And Soldier moves out of position, lets that Bosch leash. There's KO, grabbed with a hook and a stun. Arthelon is separated from his team right here. Already down to half health moving into this fight. Boss has leashed at this point. Soldier needs to back it up. And Tribute is actually spawning in this spot that we've been fighting over. Tempo Storm has that 16 to 15 tier talent. So Arthelon has finally moved around, gotten behind his position or behind his front line, allowing him to Archon up and just completely fight over this. But there's that level 16 tier for Maelstrom, so both teams are dead even now, and Tempo Storm actually gave up that positioning without any kind of a fight. Soldier's going in by himself with no backup. Dreadnought ice blocking immediately. There's Soldier going down, and oh, there was a miscommunication there. Ravaging Spirit comes out with the double healing ward is going to prevent that from doing any kind of damage whatsoever. Dreadnought gets hooked over, and he will be annihilated with the triple stun Starfall follow-up to that hook. Dunk Train getting healed up by the Ancestral Healing, and this tribute is Maelstrom, so there's nothing Tempo Storm can do anymore. I feel like they had a little bit of a miscommunication. Soldier decided to engage without the backup from his team, and now we have the boss coming out here for Maelstrom. And this is actually Tempo Storm's boss, so this is a huge coup for Maelstrom being able to take that. It's so close to this back wall already. And with a full 5-man push backed up by the boss here, Tempo Storm is actually going to be in a world of hurt. There's the healing ward coming out. But it will die in just a second. King Caffeine trying to look for a hook right there. I think he threw his hook into the wall. And at this point, Maelstrom just picking up the Tempo Storm's mercenaries, making sure that they cannot use them for the next few minutes here. 4 minutes on the Knights, and the boss is up in another 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So that boss goes down, and I think Maelstrom is going to be in a great position here to take this tribute. I'd be surprised if Tempo Storm even tries to contest this. Given the positioning of Maelstrom, given how the last couple of fights have gone, I don't think they're even going to try. There's Dunk Train already picking up the tribute, Hearthstoning home. So at this point, Tempo Storm is full on defensive now. There's not much they can actually do. They are taking the Watchtower right here, trying to secure a little bit of map presence and a little bit of map control. But with these mercenaries, Maelstrom is just going to be putting on even more pressure. There's that Clairvoyance coming out to check the boss, see what's going on here. And if we take a look at Nazeebo, he has another 35 seconds before he can use that again. And like I was saying, Toronto with her double Lunar Flare talents here, we'll probably see Rewind coming out of her at level 20. Just two incredibly powerful Lunar Flares back to back with that stun on top of them. There's that tribute spawning along the top too, and Tempo Storm is actually in a good position here to take this one. If they can get set up and watch the hook, they should be able to take this tribute no problem, although they're not. They're really falling back a little bit too far. Arthalon gets hooked, uses his dimensional shift to get out. And there's King Caffeine dropping the Putrid Bile. And the Ravenous Spirit with the Mosh Pit comes up, but unfortunately that Mosh Pit just only caught one of them. Not a very good Mosh Pit, in all honesty. There's iDream getting bumped around there by the ETC. And Glarung should be able to pick up that tribute just fine right there. I think Maelstrom wants to go for the boss here. We'll see if Nazeebo actually has that Clairvoyance up to see what they're doing. He does not. So this boss will be taken almost uncontested. So there's Glarung moving in, and here comes the rest of Tempo Storm. Can they make this? Can they steal this boss? King Caffeine separated from his team, but the Ancestral Healing comes up, and there goes Dreadnought down. KO gets hooked. And the double stun follow-up? No, just a single stun. He still manages to get away. Soldier going in there and peeling Maelstrom off along with the zombie wall. Will finish that up. Biceps being very, very greedy here and aggressive. So the boss steal was not a thing. Soldier moving forward. And Arthalon actually Hearthstone's home to come up and help his team out. Now we have a big 5-man push. Glarung is going to go down here. So a big 5-man push backed up by a boss to a half-dead KO. He might be served really well going back. Tribute coming up now, which I don't think either team is going to go for at this point. There are more important things to do, like killing this fort. That tribute will still be here after the fort has died. The fort goes down. Boss still at about a third of its HP. And now Maelstrom will be peeling back. Hearthstoning home, actually. I guess they feel they can get to the tribute faster that way. This does split them up a little bit, but with 12 seconds left from Nazeebo, I don't know what is actually going to happen here. And if they had just started taking that tribute, they probably could have had it. Dreadnought was actually in position to grab that. And there's the stop from Biceps, throwing in that AoE to stop the curse from being taken. The Owl actually did get stopped first, and I don't know if Arthlon's going to be able to grab this. We have a really big fight coming up here, so we will drop our UIs so we can see what is happening. Arthlon is trying to take the tribute here. Needs to use his dimensional shift. Does. King Caffeine using his putrid bile, and the Zebu has joined the fight now. They managed to last long enough for him to get there. And there is an Owl to cancel that. Somebody needed to be standing in front of Arthlon. There goes Soldier now. Realizes that that is indeed what he needs to do. Arthlon gets hooked and stunned with the slam stun. But here's the big fight. Soldier with another whiffed mosh pit, canceled immediately by the Rain of Vengeance. And the double healing ward coming out here. They both need to be killed. Neither team taking lethal damage there, but KO with that hook. KO is going to be pulled way out of position, and that is going to be it. But there's a curse for Tempo Storm. They managed to grab that. KO still getting stunned here. Maybe Dreadnought and Arthlon can peel for him. Glaron is actually way out of position up here. And if iDream goes, oh, Glaron gets hooked, and the Lunar Flare follow-up makes sure he goes down immediately. So we're going to bring our UIs back up here. Biceps still taking a shot there. And I think that is going to be a 2-0 swing. And with that happening, Maelstrom actually could go for this boss. I don't know what they're waiting for. There they go. Arthlon knows what's going on, tries to do a little bit of damage here and there going into this fight. Biceps as taking a napalm strike to the face. KO trying to push them back. There's Dreadnought using his ice block, but all that does is allow Tyrande and Uther to get into position to stun you. So ice block not paying for itself here. KO gets hooked right there by King Caffeine. And Soldier moving in now. KO goes down. Arthlon moving forward. And now it is a 2-on-5 in what initially was a 3-on-5. Those three are dead, and the two that were dead are back. And that is going to be a boss for Maelstrom. So they basically just completely ignored that curse. There's Arthlon and King Caffeine. Tempo Storm desperately wants this boss. They are really pushing forward for it. Not able to do lethal damage to anyone. King Caffeine is going to get away right there. Biceps and iDream keeping him alive. And once again, a mosh pit that only captures one and gets canceled immediately. There's just too many stuns for mosh pit to be very viable. And then, oh, that Lunar Flare taking Arthlon out after he got slowed by the frost shot, so he couldn't move out of it. But Tempo Storm did accomplish their objective, preventing this boss from being taken by Maelstrom. There's Soldier, Glaurung, and Dreadnought going for some mercenaries here. And with their level 20 talents, Maelstrom is in a much better position at this point. Tempo Storm needs to secure their level 20. And Maelstrom just makes a beeline for this boss. They know that they will win a team fight. So they feel very comfortable going into this, especially with Arthlon dead. They feel very comfortable moving into this team fight to secure this. And Tempo Storm's way out of position. Oh, no, no, no. Bad. Oh, Tempo Storm deciding to go for Maelstrom's boss down a man. And without having won a team fight, this is... Oh, this is horrendous. Especially with that Farsight coming out to reveal what is going on. And here comes... They need to burn this boss or get out. Oh, this is going to be really bad. Here comes King Caffeine in. Blinks onto this capture point to prevent it from being taken. And K1 Pro comes in, kills Glaurung. Divine Hurricane goes off. Dreadnought is going to go down as well. KO gets killed, or yoinked in right there. So there goes Dreadnought down. Boss is all the work done by Tempo Storm, but that boss goes to Maelstrom. Arthlon gets double stunned right there by the Lunar Flare and the hammer. And I think iDream will be able to finish him off here with that extra butt bite from the Pharaoh lunge that he's got. And on top of that, a dual boss curse moving down. Oh, that was just about as bad as it possibly could have gone for Tempo Storm. At least they still do have 2 heroes alive, but other than that, everything went completely wrong for them. That will be the game right there. Going for that top boss instead of defending the bottom one just was not worth it. Here's ETC over here mosh pitting the enemy core. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I think he just wants to do that for kicks and lulls. So going for that boss, just a bad move by Tempo Storm all around. So Maelstrom will take game 1 of this series, best of 5. So the next 4 games, we will see if it goes to 5 or if Maelstrom is able to close it out in 3. So Tempo Storm desperately needs a win, and we will see you guys later.